Welcome to the second part of our trip here in Granada-Nicaragua. Good morning everyone, so today's our second full day here in Granada and we're going to start this lovely morning by going to the swimming pool for a nice dip before we go for breakfast. Today we decided to have an easier day without any excursion. We're going to go just around the town. We want to go to the bell tower of one of the churches here to have a lovely view of the town, and later we want to go to the chocolate museum because we want to have a nice drink there. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling very well. I've just been looking into the cosmos. At 4 o'clock in the morning I saw the stars and I saw lightning across the sky. It was a very clear sky, and the previous night we were actually looking down, in a way, down the earth because we were looking at the magma chamber underneath the lava. So we've gone from one amazing natural phenomenon to another.
Okay everyone, now less talking and more swimming. Once we changed our clothes, we decided to come to have breakfast. And we are going to start this lovely morning by having a nice orange juice and coffee. Now, I would like to show you the typical Nicaraguan breakfast, which basically has tortilla, cheese, gallo pinto, and eggs. Once we had our breakfast, we decided to step out from our hotel to go around Granada. In my opinion, Granada is the living quintessential example and stereotype of a Latin American colonial town. Very colorful, exotic, and tropical. We have just gone to Iglesia La Merced, where we are going to basically climb up to the bell tower, and it was built in 1534, and she has been working a lot.
I don't know how I'm going to get to the top of the tower in this humidity, but we're really blessed because the sun's not out, so I don't worry about the UV, but it's the humidity.
The entry to the bell tower is only $1, which is very little, and that's a very, very good price, taking into account that from up there you can have this majestic and lovely view.
So we just climbed up to the bell tower of La Merced. Here we have a spectacular view of Granada from above. Unfortunately, coming up the bell tower can be a little bit hairy because sometimes you don't see the handrail. But in any case, my mother and I and Victor all got up here safe and sound. And we're on our own, and there's a bit of wind, which is lovely.
From here, you can have a 360-degree view of the whole entire town of Granada. You can see the lake, you can see Mombacho Volcano, and you can see most of the historical buildings in the town, and I have to say that it is worth it. In my opinion, Granada-Nicaragua is one of those places that you must visit at least once in your lifetime, due to the fact that this town seems to be kind of like stopped in time. It's like if you went back to the 50s and 70s. It has not been influenced by our modern times. I have to say that what I like the most is the fact that it is surrounded by so much nature. You can see lakes, volcanoes, mountains from here, from Granada-Nicaragua. So if you want to enjoy all this, I would really recommend that you come to this colonial town right here in this lovely Central American country. One of the things I like about Nicaragua, that's the fact that it is a Christian country. And I have to thank the Lord, because I really enjoy being here since I share the same faith. May God bless Nicaragua. Since it was already getting really hot and humid, we decided to come to the Chocolate Museum. It is a backyard cafe where you can have a nice cold Nicaraguan Creole chocolate drink. It contains only natural ingredients, and believe me, it is really nice, and that's the most convenient thing that you can do in such weather when you need to cool down and freshen up. We also got to see a cacao tree right in the backyard, which is really strange because those trees normally grow in cool areas like in the highlands in Nicaragua. This drink was really nice, and that was exactly what we needed. Later we went to the supermarket to buy a few things.
So we've been to the coffee factory, the chocolate factory, which has been amazing and so lovely and colonial. And now we're in an international supermarket and we've got a lovely taxi here. The lovely man and his wife were just so gracious and we're just talking to them now.
The reason why we were here is because we were looking for a very interesting fruit called sapote. Unfortunately, we couldn't find it here, but we were going to try to find it in a different place. However, before that, we decided to go for a nice refreshing swim in our hotel. We got changed once again and we decided to go out to find a place where to have lunch.
So right now it's lunchtime and we're kind of hungry, so we're going to a place where we can get some typical Nicaraguan food. Let's see if we're lucky. Come with us and we'll show you everything.
We eventually found the right place where to have lunch. It had a wonderful courtyard, which is very typical here in Nicaragua, as you know. Then we decided to order something similar to the first day. Some plantain and some fried cheese. We also got some pico de gallo, which is the mix of tomatoes and pepper. We also got some liquidized red kidney beans and some dairy cream. Everything was really top notch. So everyone, right now we are going to the local market, which is obviously the place where you can see more interesting things. And now we're going there because we want to find some exotic fruits. And we just went to drop off Richard's mom at the garden cafe, where she's going to be having a nice smoothie herself. And yeah, because I don't think that she would like that place, so she said that she would rather stay there having a nice cold smoothie because it is really hot.
It's baking, like I'm sweating buckets. But never mind, we're still going to go to the market because we are on a mission to get an avocado and a sapote. So we're now eating a sapote. As you can see, it's kind of like reddy orange brown color. It tastes between chocolate, an avocado and a sweet potato. It's just absolutely juicy and delicious. Like, it's extremely soft and it's got like a nice texture to it.
I also have to say that I like the fact that this one is just really tasty, because actually the first sapote that we had in our life was in the Dominican Republic, and that one basically was full of like maggots, and it was not really nice at all, and it was like mostly not eatable. But this one is absolutely maggot free. It's really tasty. Delicious. Good morning everyone. We are about to start a brand new day here in Granada, Nicaragua. We are really excited for the excursion that we have today right after breakfast. We are going to be visiting Mombacho Volcano Nature Reserve, which is a cloud rainforest. I personally cannot wait to see what we're going to see today. The first time when Richley and I came here together to Nicaragua, we really wanted to go to the volcano reserve. Unfortunately, we couldn't because we didn't have enough time, but this time we are going to make it happen, thanks to God. Right now we are being taken to Volcano Mombacho, which is a national park here in Nicaragua, and the rainforest. We are extremely excited because they said that we are going to see exotic animals and exotic plants and flowers. And by the way, we just heard some howling monkeys just now. By the way, they are over here. Richard's mom says that she feels in Africa, she feels in that film Out of Africa by Meryl Streep. And I have to say that I feel like that myself too, because this place is absolutely exotic and beautiful and alluring. I love it.
We were just sitting down there and we heard the most horrendous sound. Howler monkeys. Howler monkeys.
We're trying to see it right now.
Yep.
Oh! There they are.
Do you know this is the first time I've ever seen a howler monkey, and the way they howl is incredible.
If you want to know about the price of the excursion, it came to 40 euros each. And you have obviously transport included. They go to your hotel, they pick you up, and then they take you back once the excursion is over. Mombacho is a stratovolcano in Nicaragua, near the city of Granada. The Mombacho Volcano Nature Reserve is one of the 78 protected areas of Nicaragua. Mombacho's last eruption occurred in 1570, and there is no historical knowledge of earlier eruptions. The highest regions of the volcano are home to a cloud forest and a wolf forest, which contain flora and fauna endemic purely to the volcano. As soon as we got to the summit of the volcano, it was a bit evident why this place contains a cloud forest.
Mombacho rainforest. Green
Cloud
everywhere.
forest.
Cloud forest, yes. It's not rainforest, cloud forest. Get it right.
Cool.
Yeah, yes, we're in cloud and it's got an amazing wind. It's very fresh, it's wonderful.
And from here we have to walk. And they said that this is actually a cloud forest and not a rainforest, because the difference is that cloud forests are very high up, and this and rainforests, they're actually flat and normally a lot more humid. And this place is actually rather cool, very fresh, and we love the environment. It is absolutely beautiful. And before starting our trek, this is what we saw by the toilets. We saw a couple of collared peccaries roaming around. They are native to North, Central and South America. And before getting into the forest, we were also told that we're not allowed to bring with us any plant from the forest because they might be poisonous. However, we all know that it's just to protect the protected area from vandalism. We were taken to one of the viewpoints in the reserve. Unfortunately, we couldn't see anything because once again, we are in a cloud forest. There were strong winds and it was extremely foggy and cloudy. Only when you come to places like this is when you realize how important it is for the human being to be surrounded by alluring, exotic, lush and vibrant nature like this. It is very good for your mind, brain and heart. Not to mention how good it is for your lungs, because you're not breathing all the carbon monoxide that you smell and breathe back in the cities.
Building the local house with this material, to put it together like this. Took that for make a lanza and kill some animals.
Walking through the forest made me think about the Celtic places back in Europe, like in Scotland, Wales, Ireland, French Brittany and the north of Spain. It is really magical and you almost feel like if you were in a film full of elves and other mythological creatures. From this point forward is when we entered the dwarf forest. As you may realize, all the vegetation and the plants here are quite small. After having walked a few meters further, we finally got to one of the most interesting points here in the natural reserve. We got to the viewpoint, from where one is normally able to see the isletas of Granada and the lake. But as you can see, the weather obviously was not on our side. It was really foggy, cloudy and quite misty. But it doesn't really matter, it was a really nice adventure and we actually at the end managed to see a tiny bit of it. Later we were taken to see some calderas, which is a place where you can see a hole very deep in the underground and then you see steam coming out. And that's basically the proof that there is still some volcanic activity going on around here, which is really scary by the way. Just were taken back to the town of Granada and we are walking down to the town center where we are going to have a nice cup of coffee because we need some energy, even though it is really humid and hot. And here we are all together, safe and sound and hot. We decided to go back to Casa del Café by the main square and to have a nice cold latte, because believe me, it was really hot and humid. Here we are, about to enjoy this lovely cold coffee. After the coffee, we were still thirsty and that's why we decided to go to a different place to have a nice lunch. But before, we decided to have another cold drink. We were, by the way, right in front of the garden cafe, so we were being, a tiny bit unloyal to it. But we just wanted to see other places. Diane decided to have something really healthy for lunch. She went for the fish fillet and the staple of the house, which consists in tostones and salad. We also had almost the same, but with the difference that we had rice and a lovely steak. It was really mouth-watering. Since we already had our lunch, we decided to go to Convento San Francisco Museum, which is a place where you can see stones which were carved by the Native Americans before the arrival of the Spaniards. They were brought from Ometepe Island and you can find them here in Granada. So this is a place where you can actually see things that date back before the arrival of the Spaniards in the American continent. It is really sad to think that this is our last afternoon in Granada before going to León, which is another colonial town in Nicaragua. However, I have to say that it's been a wonderful time for all of us. We've had an incredible experience. Richley and I decided to go for our last coffee here in Granada. That's why we went to Gaia Cafe. This is a very interesting place because this is the place where the very famous Nicaraguan poet Rubén Darío lived after he came back from Europe. We were recommended to have a filtered coffee from the only coffee plantations situated on the Pacific side of Nicaragua, because normally the coffee production of the country is carried out in the highlands of the country, which are situated in the center of it. They say that this coffee was very mild, very flavoursome and not as bitter as the other one. And indeed, I do have to say that it had a very special flavour. We really enjoyed it.
Right now everyone, we are going to Leon, but first we have to take the Interlocal bus to Managua, the capital of Nicaragua, and from there we'll go all the way to Leon with all our bags.
Once again, it was a pleasure having been in Granada-Nicaragua, but now we have to continue. If you liked the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and to give us a thumbs up. Take care and see you next time on a new adventure.
Thank you.